doesn't heck. Alrighty. Alright. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for your support. I realized that you know that I my video yesterday didn't have voice. So I have decided that the moment I come live, I'm gonna go on YouTube first and then try to like see what it sounds like on my mobile, and then just be sure that you guys are able to really catch my voice before I'll start streaming on Instagram. So please allow me do that. I just want to be sure that you can catch my voice. I was pretty livid when I realized that, and I realized that you literally cannot hear me. Also, I was just talking through the session. And I realized that you literally cannot hear me. Also, I was just talking through the session. And I realized that you literally cannot hear me. Also, I was just talking through the session. And I realized that you literally cannot hear me. Also, I was All right, so I'm trying to be sure. Okay, for cool. Hey guys. Sorry. Right. Okay, I'm audible, I'm clear. I just wanted to be sure of that. Hi everyone. So let me try to go live on Instagram too. Sorry, I'm here. I'm just getting things right. Instagram. For some weird reasons, my my setup seems to be a bit blurry on mobile. Can't say why. Mm, Not sure why this is so, but yeah. Here we go. I'm live on Instagram. And so yesterday, I said something about trying to go after travel event organizers. Yes, we have referrals. I have folks who are willing to like introduce me to people, but I've just decided by myself to go after like 25 travel event organizers and also 25 travel clubs. It took hours to really be able to script those contacts for like event organizers. I've no script for travel clubs. I'm just going to start that this morning. But I just wanted to like give you an overview of where I am. And yeah, another community in Singapore. We're currently in talk right now. They responded yesterday. So let me quickly share my screen. 100 journeys. Test 2. I am currently compiling all the materials and all the resources that I'm using so that if anybody asks me, they can have access to it. So I remember that I mentioned that we're going to have like an automation. That automation is going to be for individuals who want to like register for a speed networking session. And I concluded with Formio, Google Form, and the likes. But I don't think that's working so well. So yeah, I might have to like find a more robust solution when we eventually get there. So I wanted to walk you through my notes. Sorry, I love to take notes. Oh no, not sorry because I like to take notes. That's how best I function. Yeah. Like I told you, it was a long find, honestly. I tried Facebook events, meh. I tried um I tried LinkedIn events, it was worse. Now the reason is not I think that I need to say something that the reason why it was hard for me to find, some of these people is not because they are not available somewhere on the internet. It's because I had like qualifying criterias. So, for example, I was qualifying by individuals who have like at least 25 people who says that they're coming to their event, and individuals who have maybe their telephone number, their email, or folks maybe who have like an email address, and then their events sort of like make sense to us because I was going after solo travelers, digital nomads, and as things true, I really realized, just like how we've said it before, that our program might be like the best for young travelers and young working professionals who are not like digital nomads themselves. And so I think that in as much as, because I was speaking to somebody in Singapore this morning, and they have this nomad work community, And they have like over 300 people there, people from like all over the world who love to visit Singapore. And something was very striking about our conversation. They're like, oh, with digital nomads, I mean, nomad work my community, and with digital nomad, I'm always looking to integrate people and all of that. And I said, absolutely, I love it. There's a traditional concept, right? My thoughts. And I think that's somehow correct because I made my research before going to bed yesterday night. And I didn't even think that conversation was going to pop up in the way that it did this morning. Because I was researching events, and as I was researching events, I was getting a little bit more creative, and I realized that there's a traditional um, concept of digital nomads, right? People think just like you go to Nomad First once a year, or you go to Nomad Air in Ireland once a year. People think that conventions are really the only way that digital nomads connect, unwind, and then focus on work. And I think that was the conversation we're having this morning. That truly the global adventure tourism market, is digital nomads are responsible for like 5 to 20% of the market, and I know that that margin is too wide because 5 to 20% is so wide. If you were telling me 5 to 7% is still, I can't, yeah, I can still think about that. I'm like, okay, yeah, 5 to 10%. Oh, well. But 5 to 20 is too wide, right? But even if it was 5%, bear in mind that with Zago Toys, we are only targeting the 20 to 25% of the market. That's our serviceable addressable market, and that's over like 100 billion thereabout. And if the global adventure tourism market is covered by 5 to 20% of it is covered by digital nomads, that means that we cannot eliminate those people from our target market. As a matter of fact, they are an important what's that word? I can't remember, but they're an important segment of our market. And so that means that they are really digital nomads in parts of the world that go to places, they want integration, but along the line they get more adventurous, and then they want people like us. Right. So that's what I was trying to explain to that person this morning when they're like, oh, digital community integration, locals and all of that. I'm like, yes, right. But then beyond offering them all of that, there is a layered part to, okay, I get on a trip. If I'm used to being like, going to places in Asia, for example, I know what to expect. If I come to Africa, most of the time I know what to expect. If I go to South America, most of the time I know what to expect. And so when somebody as a nomad, because there are specific ways that has been defined by tradition and over time that I want my experiences to be. But if somebody suggests something to me, there's a high possibility that I'll take it from them, especially because there's somebody that I trust. I remember this brings me to a conversation that I was having with a tour operator on the Caribbean island sometime in February. I had done a research. I had called like 200 tour operators because I was trying to uncover certain data. And that was like in the early days of Zago before I even decided to like take it very seriously. And because I had a product I was selling then, was a marketing service, a service rather. And I was calling tour operators, and on a specific call, while I was asking them qualifying questions, because qualifying questions are then very important for us to even see if we're a fit for each other, or if we can even help that person at all. I mean, that tour business. And then they said to me, I'm not going to mention like a competitor's product. uh, because I don't want to be sued. I don't know. I know, like, I guess I'm free to mention it, but yeah, you gotta like play safe too. And they had said, oh, I'm on this competitor platform. What happens most on the Caribbean island is that we sell day trips, and some of us are competing on prices. And that's why Zago chose one of our key aspects is that we're never going to compete on prices. We don't sell budget tours. I tell that to everybody, but we do sell affordable tours anyways. And affordable is also subjective, right? So anyways, we were talking, and they were like, what I have to do is that I compete on prices on trip. Oh yeah, I compete on prices when I'm listing my trips, and after listing my trip, when people show up physically, and I'll tell them that okay, this is one of the experiences I have. I actually also have this also, and that's how they upsell in person, so that commission on that specific trip does not go to that platform where they are listed on, because of course they already paid. First they're competing on prices. That means that if they were supposed to sell a trip for $90, that probably 1,001 people from the Caribbean island selling that same trip on $90. So to get an advantage, they sell for like $70, and that $70 is excluding what the platform will take as their platform fee. And so that taught me something, that experience back then taught me something, that sometimes travelers do not even, okay, well, for certain travelers, they feel more, and this is also research backed because it was part of the research that I made when I was building my case for the pitch deck for Zago Tours. I realized that Gen Zs and millennials, whenever they're on vacations, they are feeling more adventurous. They want to get out more. And that's where Zago Tours come in, right? And all of that, that's what I was explaining to the person. Oh, that was the longest explanation. Sorry, I just wanted to tell you how the conversation is going. I mean, it's going pretty good now. But yeah. Okay, so I think I'm sharing my screen already. Let's get into it. Right. This was really what worked for me. So I just go into Google site, yada yada. Eventbrite. I would say that there are not enough quality travel events on Eventbrite actually. Most of them are like travel investment, travel for tour operators, not necessarily like travel events bringing just travelers together. So I didn't think that was good enough. So yeah, digital nomads. Yeah, was everything I got for Eventbrite, it wasn't good enough, really. Let's say out of 50, I only got two or four that I could work with. Meetup, yeah, Meetup was very good, pretty good, honestly. Travel Club, no, I've not used Travel Club on Meetup yet, but just the same way I showed you that I went on Meetup yesterday morning and filter events that really worked. Then trying digital nomad and cities. So another thing becomes you know, like getting the cities right and all of that. Then Facebook events really worked because when I just went into Facebook and I was typing digital nomad Ireland, digital nomad Austria, I wasn't getting anything. But the moment I began to use this index thing, I did get a few. Wow, not a lot, but I did get a few. Yes, general event directories did work, but only one worked, which was Traveling Buzz. I'm just going into Google to say digital nomad event South Africa, digital nomad event Lisbon. That kind of thing also worked too. I didn't really use digital nomad hotspots, but I did pick a few towns, so you might want to consider that. Yes, and of course I have my spreadsheet where I logged everything. And then when I was stuck, I went back into ChatGPT to tell it the things that I was observing, and based off that, it came up with this. Initially, I was saying retreats and co-living operators and co-working spaces, but I neglected them because he didn't feel like us. If you're a co-working space, it would only be useful for us if you have many co-working spaces in different regions. You know how it is with like co-working spaces, this inclusive integration and all of that. And their offerings are not pretty diversified. So I didn't really look into co-working spaces, but I did look into like retreats, centers that organize retreats specifically for digital nomads, even if it was once a year. There's something I'm building that I'm going to talk to us about in the coming week. That's how we're gonna go social. I think that right now, after sending mails to like, these event organizers and travel club, I'm gonna just pause on outreach, and all I'll keep doing is follow ups. So we get the initial numbers in, and then I'm just moving to social media. And so I feel like okay, for retreats and co-living operators, we could get something if they run multiple and frequent trips for these nomads. So even if the nomads they're not looking into coming to our locations now, we can tap into their audience. We can even tap into them for a new strategy that I'm building for socials. We're going to talk about that next week. I went to nomad.com/events. I don't think that's good enough because they were just taking me to like cafes, restaurants, and it's gonna be really hard to work something up with those folks because they're not they organize events, but they're like strict events, strict to specific locations, strict to specific purposes, and they may not necessarily like give suppliers attention because of the way they are structured. Yes, I did get it from small festivals. I didn't look at university travel because again, students, If we wanted to look at university travel, it has to be that we're looking at university like teachers themselves, right? Because they organize those travels and they can like coordinate those travels. But independent students, I don't think they are travel audience. I don't think they are target audience. I didn't look at tourism boards because they didn't have like the strict qualifying criteria that I was using. Don't forget that for event organizers, like I shared with you, I have criteria that I was using to actually qualify them. So it was not just about them doing events. We wanted somebody that when we unlock their community is going to lead us into something bigger. We wanted somebody that wasn't doing a one time thing. They were doing it like, frequent trips. And because if you are doing an event once a while, if the last time you did it was if the last time you organized it was maybe last year December, and it's not like you have transitioned into something else, there's a high tendency that your audience has gone cold, and we don't want like cold audience for what we're trying to be. We want audience that are warm. We want audience that we can relate with, and kind of like get the right results. Right, so let's go into looking for. So right now I have my list of 25 travel events. Yeah, it's under the event. Yeah, it's 25. So we're gonna move into travel clubs this morning. Travel clubs. I'm not sure how popular travel clubs are, but we'll find out. Travel clubs. Sorry, I can't share this screen because of people that have asked for referrals and it. And that's mm, mm, website, anything. So like lots of follow-ups to do right now. Alright, let's just pop something into Google. Let's see if that works. If it doesn't work, we try it another way. Alright, I'm gonna share my Google screen. Uh, Travel clubs. So for these travel clubs, I'm gonna stay in regions. I think that would help me. Let's see if it helps or not. I don't. Okay, I'm gonna stay in specific regions. I'm going to stay in regions where I am asking for referrals. That's India. In as much as I already have people were asking for referrals in places like that. For example, India, we have quite a number of people who are currently introducing us to people. In Brazil, we're only sent to 4 people, so I've gotten response from one person. They'd like to take the conversation further. For South Africa, I think the other person has not seen my message because two of them said to send an email. So I'm going to be following up in the coming week. So India, Brazil, South Africa. All right, so let me have this here. We'll see. So I'm gonna say travel clubs India. My fear about going for travel clubs is anyways, we'll see. What if most of them are like students, people in travel clubs? Alright, we'll see. Let's come to this. I typed in travel clubs in India. Mm. Yeah, so I sent the email I said I was gonna send to Gaffo. I think there was a time I connected with their what's it called? I can't remember. Wow Club Wanderlust. I know women on Wanderlust. I don't think I want to get close. I don't think I will be reaching out to them. Last time I tried to schedule a call with them to even discuss supply relationships, their Calendly link was not working. I sent a mail and I didn't get a response. And I think that And on Wanderlust is specifically for travel agents. My thinking. Travel Club India, destination management. Why? Hmm. Except these women on Wonderland, women on Wanderlust is not the same as the women on Wanderlust that I know. Looks different. She's inventing planning your wow body, experience the wow world on the series and resources state. You know the reason why I thought to go to travel clubs is that they have the people, they have the membership. All we need to bring them is a diversity of adventures, and when their members use us to travel, they definitely earn something, and they have like community perks and all of those things. But I wonder, just from this website that I'm looking at, yeah, I know they have their club. What's it? I mean, I really need to know what exactly it is about their clubs. Is it just a group of people that come together to book trips? In that sense, what their club is offering is community. Specifically, I'm looking for clubs that offer their community discounts, access to partners, supplier relations, and all of that, and not necessarily a club that organizes trips by itself. You know, I can't wait for our MVP to be up. So we're able to list on one specific host agency. But they asked for our website, and I had to put it up because we don't have an MVP yet. So let's see. We need to get one as soon as we can. That's why I've decided to partner with people who organize hackathons, give some prizes so that we can at least get out the first clickable MVP. And I think we're going to be starting that run in the coming week. In as much as that's not a major part of the 100 journeys in 100 days, I am going to just be sharing that roadmap with, here somewhere, someone someday on this session, just in case somebody is watching this, you're a founder, you don't have your MVP, you've been able to and and you are, because if I say you're on the verge of frustration, you can think I'm frustrated. I'm not. I just know that we've currently outgrown where we are. I have people asking me, can I see a package? Can I see a package? And then I have to go into our itineraries to send them all of that. Right now I have like request of 4 people coming from the US, right? And because of course we sell adventure, so the only kind of experiences we have in the US is jumping and skydiving. Please, I mean, if you sell these trips, I'd be more than happy to partner with you or something, or even give the business to you, because people come to us because they trust us, they know we're building something cool. But I'm sure that it's not every request that we can answer. And so yes, I'm going to be sharing the roadmap for maybe on Monday. I have certain meeting. Anyways, when we finalize things, I'll come back to check here. Hmm. Okay. Prices trips by herself for people. But absolutely, she's doing that with locals, because I mean, she's not the local in every place. I don't know. I guess we could reach out to her to explore the possibilities. Though this wasn't what I was looking for. Then it says women. No, I don't think they're fit. It says women in their 50s. For me, qualifying people is so important. I think we want a community with, like, like lots of young folks, not necessarily people who organize trips themselves, but people who like partner with suppliers. Like I know Rory Travel Group. Oh, I thought Rory was just for. I thought Rory was just for hotels because I hear him talk a lot about hotels. So I thought that the membership was just like for hotels. Rory is an island. It says a lot about hotels. This is what I'm looking for. People will give like exclusive member perks, all those things, all of those things. Those are people I'm looking to work with. People are in their community because they get value. They know that if they were gonna go somewhere else, they wouldn't get that kind of thing, and that ensures their loyalty to that community. So that's really what I'm looking for. Mm. Because all I hear him talk about is just. I mean, I'm not joining. I'm just trying to see. All I hear him talk about is what's that thing called? Hotels. So I didn't know that, it looked like what they provided was just hotel. You see, spa and sport offers, exclusive activity. I didn't know they had activities, so I'm gonna get them. And I'm also gonna reach out to them. 50% of members are solo travelers. Oh welcome. What's up with? Cool. Right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is to scroll. It is so good if you can get into this community. 50,000 is no joke. And for people to pay for that membership, yes, they're getting value. Mm. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead to copy this website. Do I have a telephone number? Control C. Control V. Let's see if they have. Telling you this is a long stretch. Because can you imagine? We've only gotten one since. No, this is cool. We have this activity. They have this activity, and that's about it. Alright, they don't have their telephone and they're listening. I sent them a mail in the past because I attended a session where Rory was supposed to show up, but he didn't show up on that session. Just like a meet-up session, really. Let's see if I can get their. How long have we been operating again? I don't remember. I did share a story one time like that, but I don't remember. Oh, I don't know if you guys see the screen. The people are like asking, people are asking like this. It means that they're serious about whatever you do, whatever you put out. I think that's cool. And I'm excited to partner with them. So yes, I'm gonna send them a mail, and then I'm gonna go and message her on LinkedIn. We're actually friends on LinkedIn. Oh well, maybe no friends, but yeah, we follow each other. And that's before we started that go. Hmm. Inquiries email. Let's see what do we have here. So let me share this down. Let's go back. This is not going to be the only way I'm going to be finding clubs. I can spend all day just doing this. It's a lot of work. I think I'm going to go into ChatGPT and prompt it for keywords. Book your trip to Ladka. I hope I pronounce it right. A social travel community. Because how they work. Ride or act, room repeat. Community, not all communities are clubs actually, so we'll see. Okay. So this is actually a talk on mm. This is a talk on but I think that they are specifically in the Indian market. I don't need to partner with tour companies. I mean, for this specific test, we're not necessarily looking for tour companies. So yeah, campus ambassador program. That looks like a thing. Mm, I love it. It's how they get people into their network and how they get people to like experience their trips. They've been around since 2021, 4 years ago. All right, let's see how this pans out. After this, I'm going into ChatGPT to get the right keywords to really find people. And then I think we'll be sending out the emails tomorrow to both travel event organizers. Okay, let me travel event organizers tomorrow, and maybe on Monday to what are those called? To the travel club. Then on Tuesday into the next day. I I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for following my journey. Thank you for your support. I see the LinkedIn messages. I see the reposts. I see the hashtags. I'm so grateful. The truth is, I'm never going to be able to repay you for your support. I mean, that's like, it's not something I can pay for. The only thing I can do about it is just pay it forward to see someone building something, someone, trying to be extraordinary and literally just support them. Thank you all so much for your support. I cannot thank you enough. I was just thinking about how far we've come yesterday night, and I was just so grateful because, like, when I started the 100 days, I had like my fear days. I had days when I had a season when somebody called me and said, Esther, are you psychologically ready? What happens when somebody says, oh, what kind of crap is this person talking about? Da, da, da. And my answer to them was simple. I really don't care about what people think about me. Those that will listen. And honestly, I'm not trying to prove a point. I'm trying to fail. Then I'm trying to learn. Right. So, and if it makes anyone hungry that I'm trying to try, then I don't know what to say. But the support has been like really overwhelming, even from like tourism industry experts just checking in, wanting to be on like the witness session. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. All right, so campus ambassador program. Okay, so and then that means they have international trips. But doesn't mean that they have lots of international trips. Because I've been looking at that website and that's all I see. I see lots of like domestic trips. All right, but they're not a fit by the way. 9,000 the travel club India. You know what? I'm going into ChatGPT right now. The thing is not giving me what I want. So yeah. So I'm on my GPT screen. I'm trying to prompt my GPT. I think I can stop the Instagram streaming now. It's over 30 minutes. Alright, let me just round up. Can you hear me now? Hi. I am trying to reach travel clubs in India. Think of Rory Travel Club, that kind of model. Just like a travel club, they partner with suppliers, hotels, and all of that. But their membership is serious in the sense that maybe people pay or they meet frequently. What are the keywords I can use to find those kind of travel clubs? This is what ChatGPT is doing. I believe. I think it's similar to what I'm already using. Let's see. It says he wants to run something. So we'll see how that pans out. Mm-hmm. Cool. I found several existing. Yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm just going to browse through some of these today. I'm not designing a club. I'm just ChatGPT overlay. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be taking a look at this and finding those clubs, and I'm going to be refining based on my discovery. I'm going to be analyzing trends, and we'll see if this works out. I'll tell you if it works out tomorrow. If it doesn't before tomorrow, that I'll figure it out, and I'll tell you what did work. Thank you so much for tuning in today. See you tomorrow, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Thank you.